So Nintendo just had their Treehouse event this morning that showed off Pikmin 3 Deluxe and Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, and it looked like there was a lot of interesting things in Age of Calamity. But before we get to that, I wanted to talk about the trailer. But before we get to that, if you guys could start off by liking the video and subscribing, I would appreciate it. Also, I wanted to talk about the trailer that we just got yesterday morning. Even though it's 44 seconds, I think there's a lot here that we can talk about. So in yesterday's Age of Calamity trailer, we got two main takeaways from that trailer. There wasn't really much to it, but the two main takeaways were that we saw Robbie and Pura in their younger forms, which most likely means they'll be playable or some sort of support character, which I'm super excited for them. They look like they're going to be absolutely fun and amazing characters. They look like they're going to be very interesting, and we get to see Pura and Robbie at one point assumingly working on the runes for the Sheikah Slate, and also in another cutscene we get to see Robbie assumably either upgrading the little egg guardian or studying it to see, I guess, whatever it does. I'm sure he'll be able to upgrade the features of it as you progress through the game, but that looks pretty awesome. But Pura and Robbie look like they're going to be two of the most interesting characters in the game, and I can't wait to be able to play them. Also, we see at one point in the trailer, when Pura comes up, and we can just see Impa just looking at her, like I can't believe you're my older sister, and I love it. But onward from this, let's talk about the Nintendo Treehouse Live that happened today about Age of Calamity. So in this gameplay segment, we actually learned a lot. So I love seeing Gerudo Town in this game. I love seeing everything like 100 years ago when it's older. But the first thing that I noticed that was new was we actually got to see that Korok seeds will be in the game, which is kind of strange, but I guess we still have to figure out and see like what they do. Maybe Hetsu is still alive. He looked like he might have been an older character and not one that was born like a few years before the game. But then again, that is kind of up for debate. Another new thing that we got to see was Urbosa and Zelda gameplay, and we could see Urbosa, a lot of her attacks are around the Scimitar of the Seven, and she uses a lot of lightning attacks, and she's actually able to charge up lightning and release it onto enemies. And we also got to see Zelda, that she uses runes as her main form of attack, which is kind of interesting because a lot of the other characters, they have their attacks are based around other things, and then runes are like a secondary, I guess, sort of attacks. We also got to see that switching between the characters is seamless, so that's pretty cool. I can't remember if in the original Hyrule Warriors there was switching between characters like in the middle of the gameplay, but we did get to see in this game you could just press a button and you would switch from Zelda to Urbosa and then to Link. And then the last thing that we got to see in this Gerudo Town part is we got to see that Molduga is a confirmed boss in the game, which I figured. I called it like a few videos ago. I knew since we saw the Lionel and we saw the Igneo Talus, I figured that Molduga and another boss, which I'll talk about later, is also confirmed in this game. But then after that, we got to see like between battles, which is pretty cool. You can go and do things in different regions of the game, and you can unlock different areas like stables in the blacksmith shop, which in stables I assume you'll have something to do with horses. Maybe you can pick up quests and stuff there, which I think is pretty awesome. And then there's also the blacksmith shop, which is pretty cool. You can use weapons and items that you get during battles. You can use them to increase the status of your main weapons and upgrade and level up those weapons. And also another side note that one of the Nintendo Treehouse members mentioned is that in this game weapons don't break, which is pretty cool. That would suck if a weapon broke on you in the middle of a match or in the middle of a battle. Also, another thing is you can also use items to cook dishes, and then after you cook those dishes for the first time, you can learn that recipe, and you can use the learned recipes to cook dishes before you go into battle, and that one of the members also said that each recipe will react differently with each character. So I think that'll be pretty cool to see like what kind of stat effect that you can get during battle and how long they'll work and how they'll work with different characters. And one thing that they showed off before they went into the training section is that you can also unlock different armor as you progress through the game, and also mix and match them like you want, just like in Breath of the Wild. And each piece of armor will have different status effects and different just different things that they do. And also, as you're between battles, the tower of each region will be a base for Link before each mission. So basically, whatever he needs to get done between battles, I guess setting up your character and your armor and everything, you'll be able to do that between battles on the tower, which is pretty cool. We actually got to see the tower come up in the last trailer, or no, not in the last trailer, in the last gameplay section. We got to see the tower rise from the ground when we originally saw that Egg Guardian and Impa. And then one thing that I think is pretty cool that one of the Nintendo Treehouse members just mentioned, just out of the blue, is that Link is from Hateno Village, which I guess kind of makes sense since Link's house that you can buy eventually is in Hateno Village, but this is 100 years before. So I think that's a pretty interesting little tidbit right there. And then after that, they showed off the training grounds, where it was pretty cool. We got to see Lon Lon Ranch, built up 100 years before Breath of the Wild, and you can see there's a lot more like around it added to it than even in Ocarina of Time, which I think is like a really cool detail. Really cool details that they added, and it was nice to see that. The person who was playing the game also showed off a two-handed weapon, which was the hammer that was being used during training, and you got to see them take down like a ton of Hylian soldiers and also Hylian captains, which was awesome. And then the final thing, and the thing that they saved for last, was more Impa gameplay at the end, which I loved. Impa is like, she is like she's gonna be my favorite character in this game. She looks like she's gonna be so much fun to play. And I've gotta say, Impa summoning a huge frog, that was my favorite attack. I'm gonna use that like all the time. I love that. It's so perfect. And also at the very end of that last segment, they showed a Hinox fight, which was pretty awesome. I love how when the Hinox would like go and slam down on his stomach, you could freeze him in the air, and then you would leave him vulnerable, and his weak point gauge would come up, and then you can get your attacks in. I love that. The Treehouse representative that played through that part, she was so good at it. Every time, he did not slam down. She just kept freezing him in the air and kept getting that weak point gauge, and it was just awesome. So I can't wait till we get to see more of Age of Calamity. I hope they at least give us one more trailer before the game comes out, because we still got like a little over a month and a half till the game comes out, which it's going to be pretty awesome. I can't wait. This game looks so exciting, and you guys can definitely expect some gameplay from me. It's going to be super amazing, and I just can't wait. So if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I've been Bro Show, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.